county that says it could cut your energy bills by a third. BBC Radio Cambridgeshire's Dave Webster's been to a research compound with tight security to find out more.
When you look around, there's lots of lights flashing. On the wall, it looks like a big panel of something and lots of white boxes. Welcome to the heart of HeatingSave. Nigel Smith, this is your baby, isn't it?
Yes, in fact, we invented it and designed it. So it's what's called a building energy management system, and its function is to automatically control and reduce the amount of energy that you're using, mainly for heating and cooling.
Every time I do something clicks in the background. What's that and why is that there?
Well, they're the algorithms that are thinking, and then they turn on and off relays, and these relays are controlling pumps, your boiler, valves, and whatever else that you use to heat or cool a building.
And that's a movement sensor, and that's saying someone's actually in this room.
So the trick with HeatingSave, and it's really quite simple, if you take any dwelling, even a domestic house, you don't really use the lounge at the same time as you're normally using the bedroom. We go down to the granularity of each individual room, and then we control each individual room with how you're going to use it. The clever thing about the occupancy, and you quite rightly said there's sensors there that spot this, and then we have an occupancy algorithm that makes sense of all of this data and then only heats or cools when it's being used, and that's the smart bit.
That's the $24 million question. Do you heat all the time, or do you only heat when you need it?
Not only do you only heat when you need it, but the clever thing about the algorithms is they learn the building physics of these rooms, i.e. how much they leak heat. And then we know the outside temperature, and then it applies heat or cooling at the last possible moment to get to the temperature that you require at a specific time. And that's where it makes the saving. Anybody could just turn on heating early and get to the right temperature at the right time, but then you've got a lot of wasted energy when you're not using it and you're not there.
Isn't it interesting how technology has moved on? Cars have moved on. Energy management systems in cars, but our homes don't seem to have.
Well, it's so true, isn't it? So your car's probably got a dozen or so or more microprocessors, and your house has got 0. You've got a time clock, which was a good idea once upon a time, but it's not really fit for modern day. And obviously with the current energy crisis, is hopeless. I mean, typically you're looking at 25% saving, which is a lot of money.
A lot of cash. And you may be able to hear some mouse clicking in the background. One of the experts. Hi, Anton.
Hello.
Yeah, he's just working there with lots of computers. I don't know how much a kit like this costs, but I imagine it's not cheap.
Oh, well, this is true. So if you take, for instance, a HeatingSave system for, let's say, a primary school, we can do an installed system for about £4,000. But for a house, of course, that is quite expensive. But nowadays, we've managed to cost reduce this. So we can put in a HeatingSave system, and we can specially sell them to people who want to self-install for £1,000, which makes it pretty cost-effective. Now, fuel prices have at least quadrupled.
Interesting. I mean, it's still a considerable outlay, isn't it? £1,000 on something like that. I guess that then your house has it for good, so that if you own, you can then maybe recoup some of that expenditure when you sell. I don't know. It does sound like a very clever system, though. Dave Webster with Nigel Smith from HeatingSave, based at St Neots, reckon their building management system could save homes and some businesses a third on their energy bills.